Hey, what's going on, everyone? I am back for another Slim Sports interview. And as always, I'm your host, Jay Slim. And joining me today is a rising star for the Oregon State Beavers, a 6'5" linebacker that had some crazy plays this past season that I don't think anyone can explain. We'll get into that in a bit. I'm talking about Zakaih Saez. What's going on, man?
Man, not much. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Love the energy, love the attitude, man. You already seem like that energetic type of guy, and I know that already helps out your team. And you showed it this past season playing for Oregon State. And I want people to get to know you a little bit better about your history going into the college ranks and even what you've done so far already. In a quick little segment that I like to call Rewind and Recap. You were a stud in the high school ranks, leading your high school team, St. Thomas Aquinas, to back-to-back state championships, got those rings, showing off the bling, and you ended up getting out of high school. You were ranked as a 3 to 4 star recruit by 247 Sports and Rivals, some of those websites that recognize the talented players like yourself. And you got to work with some very talented players in NFL veterans Jason Taylor and Andre Carter, who helped improve your game, get you ready for this next level. And this past season, took on a big time role for the Beavers on the defense side of the ball, and even got your first career pick six going against Purdue. So
Sir.
definitely exciting what you were able to do. And you got a big time opportunity to play significant time on the field for the Beavers this past season as just a redshirt freshman. How would you say you really embraced your role on the team this past season, getting so much more playing time?
I'll say I definitely had to get used to the pace of the game for sure. Everybody's moving faster than high school, and just once you get comfortable, I feel like everything is moving smoother than you think. And I feel like I started getting comfortable and getting to a point where it's like, okay, the game's slowing down for me, and that's helped a lot, especially the way we practice as well. We practice hard, physical, tough, so that really helps me prepare for the games.
There you go. And obviously, I know a lot of players that they hear, that they're taking a redshirt year like you did your first year there. And a lot of them, they don't want to be patient. They don't want to wait and learn and all that. Trust me, I deal with athletes all the time in person, and they do not like hearing the word redshirt. Trust me on
Yeah,
that.
for
When
sure.
you realized that you were redshirting, what were some of the key things that you got to learn during that redshirt year where this past season you may have seen it on the field and realized, okay, this is what I was preparing for all of last year?
I'll say definitely the school aspect of it, making sure you stay on top of your work, but also making sure you're in that weight room, getting stronger, getting faster. And I think my whole freshman year having that off helped me prepare for this season, physicality wise, and seeing how they play the older players kind of helped me get an example of what I need to do and how I need to do it. And just making sure I stay in that playbook, get some extra time with the coach, and just help me prepare for.
Yeah, and you can prepare all you want to be on the field, but you and I both know there are going to be a lot of times where you got to adjust at a second's notice.
Oh yeah.
You're going to try to figure out, okay, how can I read this passing lane the right way? I need to make
Mhm.
sure that I can read it to take the right angle to get to the guy and make a big tackle.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
how would you say, as this young athlete that doesn't have a lot of experience, this is at the college level, this is your first year really getting time on the field for Oregon State. How are you able to adjust and make those quick second decisions as a linebacker?
Really just the way we practice, like it really prepares us. We always work on things like reaction time, making sure you're in the right place. If this happens, how do you react to it? How do you adjust to it? Like just working on things like that and allowing that to go into your game. And some things happen naturally as you keep working on it. Like you always have to work on another situation if something doesn't work right. So you got to have a backup plan.
There you go. And you had some highlights this past season where you did have to react at a second's notice because some crazy stuff ended up going on. And I want to talk about some of those plays in a quick little segment that I like to call Make That Play. I got my top three right here that I could find going through your film on YouTube, Twitter, stuff like that. But obviously, I'm the guy that's just, looking at the highlights. I'm the spectator, the fan in the stands. You're the guy on the field making these big time plays. So what would you say was your best one from this past season?
Most definitely the pick six for sure. For
Oh,
sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I figured that's going to be number one, but you never know. And obviously, that is what I have at number one as well. Your first career pick and pick six of your collegiate career going against Purdue, where it actually bounced off the foot of the opposing Purdue
Yeah.
player, and it ended up going up. Everyone's like, did it hit the ground? What happened? You're like, hey, ball's in the air. I'm grabbing it, taking it to the house. So you end up getting points on the board for your team there. And number two, I have a great sack that you had against Idaho State. You and one of your teammates ended
Oh,
up combining
yeah.
for that sack and knocked the helmet right off the quarterback. So made it
Yeah.
some big time impact right there. And number three, your fumble recovery against Colorado State, where you were able to get on the ball and get your team the ball back in great field
Yeah.
position. So obviously some great plays from a guy that is very young in this system in for a team that's kind of going through a lot of changes with their conference. Obviously, the Pac-12 was really the Pac-2 this past season, you guys in
Yeah.
Washington State. So it was a really interesting time when not really a whole lot of competition, conference wise, but you guys did kind of go with the Mountain West and go against teams like Boise State, Colorado State, all of those guys. What was that like this past season to really stay motivated? Because you're not really hearing much about a championship except for when you play Washington State.
Just getting that opportunity. You have an opportunity to play and showcase your skills to the world and play as a team. So that's really one thing that motivates everybody. We're very family oriented. I'll say that for sure. And just coaches motivating us. We motivate each other. Player led team. We just find anything to motivate us. Family, if that you need to go to your reason why, that's another motivation. Like we just bounce off of each other for sure.
There you go. That's a great reason, obviously, right there. And I mentioned, Washington State and you guys being the only two teams in that conference. You guys can hold your head up high because you guys went off and got that win over Washington State.
Yeah.
How important was that win for you guys? How were you guys going into that game? What was the mentality, the thoughts that you had? Obviously realizing that basically the winner of this game right there, you're Pac-12 champs.
I think we go into every game as like it's another opportunity to showcase what we can do. But that game was like it's only us two left, so it was kind of like a little bit more. Not I don't want to say pressure, but it was a little more excitement to the game, a little bit more to it because at the end somebody's going to be Pac-2 champion. So it
Yeah.
was like it was especially after we got that last second stop. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
there you
was
go, man. And obviously, you yourself on the season, you put up some good numbers 24 total tackles, 11 solo. You had the pick six that I mentioned, the fumble recovery. Managed to do a little bit of everything that your team asked of you as such a young player for a team that overall on the season, going against those Mountain West teams, very talented teams. Boise State obviously was in the national playoffs. Colorado State was very talented as well as UNLV, and that conference was incredible as well. You guys went 5-7 overall, 1-0 in conference action, obviously, getting that 41-38 win. Um, but overall on the season, defense, while you guys did what you could, there you could see that there were some improvements that do need to be made this offseason to, hold off your opponents more. You guys ended up giving up 30 points per game this past season. As a guy that's looking to become one of those veteran leaders, going into your third year with the program, second year truly on the field, what are some of the biggest improvements that you see that can be made this offseason going into 2025?
truthfully, everybody just doing their job, knowing their role, not trying to be a superhero. Just do what you're supposed to do. And I feel like we're definitely working towards, especially seeing how spring's going. Everybody's working hard. Coach Bray making sure we're in line, making sure we're on our work. That's one thing we're big on. Be on your work, play fast, be physical. And I think we're gonna surprise a lot of people. We're gonna definitely come out hot for
There
sure.
you go. There you go. I can't wait to see what Oregon State does this upcoming season. I can't wait to see what you do as a leader for this team. Like I mentioned before, you're going into your third year with the program, so people know that you know the system very well. You proved last season a little bit what you could do on the field. You're going to show more of that going into next year. how are you looking to really embrace this bigger role that's going to be asked of you heading into your redshirt sophomore season?
I'm really just gonna do everything that I can, show that I've gotten better, I've improved in different ways. Maybe I'm faster, I'm stronger. The way I attack the QB, my angle pursuit, like everything. I just want to be able to showcase how I've improved and how we've improved as a team. Truthfully,
There you
for
go,
sure.
man. And I know there's a lot of, a lot of gems that people may not see right away, because they don't have the 100+ tackles yet. They're younger guys like yourself, diamonds in the rough that people haven't noticed yet. And obviously, I'm able to get you on before you end up becoming a superstar going off to the NFL like the veterans that trained you. But maybe there's some other names that I should be looking out for. And that's exactly why I have this segment that I like to call Who's Up Next. In this segment, you can give me some names that I can reach out to, check out their numbers, and have them on the podcast so they can tell their story just like you're doing now. In this segment, though, there are two rules. First of which, you got to help me get on. Whoever you recommend, got to help me reach out. And number two, you got to give me at least one name that was not a teammate of yours this past season at Oregon State.
Hmm. That like graduate? Wait,
They
what
could
you
be at
mean?
another school.
Oh,
They
okay.
could be somebody that just came in, just somebody that wasn't with the team at Oregon State this past season. But you can still give
But they
some
came
Oregon.
in.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, they
Oh,
could. You could still give some names that were with you last year, though. Also,
um, I definitely say Shamar, Shamar McHale. Um, it's a lot of people. We got a lot of underdogs. Harlem Howard should blow up this year. Tastine Reddick. Um, who can I think of? I'm really naming the Florida boys right now.
hey, I'm from
uh,
Florida too. I feel you. Florida's got some dogs.
uh-huh. um, we'll say Jaheim, safety. He gonna have a big year. Um, we'll say somebody from another school. Probably, I say Jason Hammond
Okay,
from Virginia.
okay, there you go.
Mm, yeah.
There you go, man. Yeah, those are some great names right there. I'll definitely reach out and check them out and hopefully get them on here so they can tell their story as well. Love being able to have guys with high level energy like yourself, who love to be on and talk about, their team and the success that you guys have had and are looking to have going into 2025. I know you said that you're looking to get better even further to take on, like we talked about, an even bigger role going into this upcoming season. What are some of the key things that you're attacking this off season to really go into this upcoming year the best version of yourself?
Um, Definitely staying in the playbook for sure. Getting extra time in with the coach, just to make sure I can fix anything that, like, I want to work on my get off, make my get off faster, strike stronger, be more physical at the point of attack, and just be able to read my keys better and just everything overall, truthfully.
There you go, man. Definitely can't wait to see what you do this upcoming season. Definitely can't wait one day soon when I save up money and I'm not flat broke. I'm gonna get a jersey of yours, send it to you, get it autographed, and have it up there on the wall, with some of the others in my collection, man. So beyond excited to have somebody like yourself on the podcast today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be on this. And I can't wait to have you on in future years after you go off and get a couple more pick sixes.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. For real, for real.